What is going on? I'm Zedmont, and we are here on my HQ16 account called Toms. Yes, that's Zedmont backwards. I am that creative with coming up with account names. Now, what we want to look at here is through some sort of glitch in the Matrix, the trader has brought the new prototype, that is the green one, for HQ15 and 16. So I figured I'd log in, walk you through the basics of it. We are not on the dev build, so I don't have 1,000,000 diamonds, and I don't have the highest level of these things or anything like that. So I can't show you their full capabilities, but I'm going to walk you through what I've been able to figure out so far and what I suggest and all of that sort of stuff. So for starters, I have come up with the exact same fancy infographic as I've done for the other ones, and that is at army level 14, you get these babies. They go all the way up to army level 22. Now, the health isn't so much an issue here. What the big issue here is the number of critters that it shoots per burst. At armory level 16, I can tell you that 3 critters is essentially useless. It does not shoot very quickly, so by the time it shoots again, you have no critters left. It might be better at HQ 22, but so far I can say that they've missed the mark on this, and I am not excited about these at all. I might be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but that's just my feelings so far. Now, I want to just talk quickly about the speed. They show us being slow, and that, I think, is inaccurate. I'm going to show you an infographic created by Boom Beach Forces Spéciales. It's a Facebook group. Check the description below. I'll have a link to them. They make these awesome infographics. I have been trying to make my own, but I figured I'm not going to make it nearly as pretty as this one, so I'll show you this one. And as you can see here, the critter cannon moves at about 210 speed. Now, 220 is rifleman, brick, and Everspark. So that, to me, that is not considered slow. Anything faster than a Zuka is pretty quick. Now, moving right along onto their range. Their range is pretty darn good. Now, you see it's 14.5 tiles, and the boom cannon is at 14. Would I let them go head to head with the boom cannon? Not a chance. They're going to group up, and they're going to die. So yes, it is green there. They do outrange boom cannons, but I would not trust that whatsoever. Now, the thing is, the cost of them is going to change. You're used to that by now. This is the 3rd prototype. This is not a surprise. I'm going to buy it. Obviously, I'm a low level, so they're not very expensive. If you're higher level, they're going to cost 1,000,000 gold per day. And when they're going to arrive, I don't know. It's probably going to be the trader on January 12th or 19th, but I really, really don't know. I don't think they were supposed to come in the trader this time. I think this was just a bug or a mistake, but maybe they're trying to get hype this way. I don't know. Either way, I've got them. You've got them. If you have a use for them, please, please let me know. I'm going to show you an operation attack that someone named Genius, or Genis, that's not, there's no U in there, Genis, used them on Machina. Now, was this attack good? I really don't think so, but I think he was just trying them out to see what the heck would happen. And as you can see, there is no limit on the number of critters that they can shoot. If you find a spot like in the top left of Chimera, for example, you could potentially fill up the screen with critters. I don't know if there's an actual hard limit, but I'd really, really like to see that. If you're in a task force with an easy operation or you want to try something silly, please, please send me the footage of 4,000 critters. That would be epic. Now, did this attack do fairly well? Not really. Was it funny? Yes. But that's the general feeling I have so far about this troop, is they're not terribly useful. So I'm going to show you next a couple PvP attacks that I've been doing. What I've been doing is I switched out a boat of medics for a critter cannon. Is there a better usage? I don't know. I only have 7 boats, so I'm going rifle, Zuka, critter cannon, and some medics. Now, what I was trying to do here is the same sort of idea. I was hoping that I could load up this whole right back corner with critters, but what ends up happening is because the range is pretty significant, it ends up, as soon as the flare expires, or actually as soon as the building dies, I should say, it retargets and it goes to the machine guns, which obviously is going to kill the critters. So I had to keep flaring. Once I moved into that corner, it was a little bit better because there were no defenses in range, but similar to the Rainmakers, these things will target defenses before they'll target buildings, which is a good thing, but it also ends up being a little bit annoying at times, as you saw there. So next up, I'm going to show you the side-by-side comparison of Everspark and the Critter Cannon. Now, how these things are a little bit useful is you end up getting two different levels of critters. So Everspark drops them at the back, and then the Critter Cannon shoots them in behind a little bit. So is it worth spending 12 GBE to drop these things? I really don't think so. But if you want to just inundate or just throw critters upon critters upon critters, you can do that. I don't think this is a useful troop combo, but as you can see here, we've got critters going in two different directions, which helps keep our troops alive a little bit. And you see, once we move on to the core, Everspark is dropping critters about twice as fast as the Critter Cannon, so she is far, far more useful in this sense, but having two sets of critters isn't a bad thing, I suppose. But once again, I'll show you here. Let's drop our troops here on Dr. T. As you can see here, it costs 12 GBE to drop these things, so they're not cheap. Actually, there's a good one. Let's do that right here. I'm going to load up every boat with these Critter Cannons. I did not think of that. I'm going to do a little bit of a live attack. I'll basically vowed not to do live attacks after my last sneak peek because they never tend to go as well. But screw it. We're going to do it live. I'm going to load all Critter Cannons, and we're going to see just how many critters we can get against Dr. T. Will this be terribly useful? Probably not, but it will be interesting because we're going to have critters from 8 different sources here. Oops, don't have enough GBE though. So let's get Everspark dropped, and we should just have nothing but critters all the time. Not super exciting. Probably wouldn't be able to get past stage 3 or 4, but as you can see, these things spit critters like crazy. Now, here's another thing. You'll notice that because there's no defenses in range, they're not shooting anything. They have to be able to shoot at a building. So that entire time they were walking over that green space, they were not shooting any critters. You're going to have to plan where you place them, how you place them, those sorts of things. Everspark will shoot critters regardless if there's buildings. These things have to have a building. And what I saw happening with my RZM attacks was they were about to shoot critters, and then the building would die and they would have to retarget. So you can end up having it where they're retargeting, sort of like when you try to use explosive charge with Everspark and RZM. It's just not a fantastic troop combo. Now we'll see here, as they're walking, nothing's happening. They're not shooting any critters. They're just moving idle, wasting cycles. So again, not a great troop. I am not overly excited about these. If you have other tips and tricks to use with them, I would love to hear them. If you found an operation base to use them on or a troop combo to use, please let me know. If I was a tank medic user though, would I switch out from having 3 tanks to having 1 Critter Cannon? Probably not. If you're a skank user with Scorchers and tanks, maybe you'd switch it out, but I kind of doubt it. The idea of using GBE and those precious landing craft slots to put critters just doesn't really make sense to me, I don't think. But again, I'm open to your ideas. If you're using these things, or you're looking forward to using these things, or you have seen something that I've mistaken or misspoken about, or tips or tricks, please hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I am Zedmot, and this is the last that I know of prototype troop. I don't think there are any other ones designed yet. They might be in the works, though. If you have a suggestion about a prototype troop, please throw it in the comments below. I will pass it along to Supercell and try and sell them on it if it excites me. I'm like Doom Cannon, Shock Blaster. Those are the 2 obvious ones for me. The Grappler would be ridiculous, just not useful at all, I don't think. What else do we have here? Yeah, I mean, Hotpot would be absolutely crazy. That would just be bananas. But I guess that's kind of a scorcher though. So, okay, that's all I got. I'm Zedmot. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, please hit me up in the comments. And for the last time, I'm home. I'm back. I will be posting videos on a regular schedule starting on about Tuesday or Wednesday. Got a couple things for work I got to do. After that, we'll be back to the regular bat time, the regular bat channel. Anyways, I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace.